Our top focus today, Antarctica. As rapidly warming global temperatures are pushing Antarctica's sea ice to unprecedented low levels, this is threatening the very existence of one of the continent's most iconic species, the emperor penguins. 4 out of 5 emperor penguin colonies analyzed in the west of the Antarctic Peninsula saw no chicks survive last year, as the area experienced an enormous loss of sea ice.
Across the whole of Antarctica, there was 2.7 million kilometres square of sea ice lost compared to what we would have expected for the same time of year. So that's about the same as 10 times the area of the United Kingdom. So this is a massive negative sea ice anomaly that we haven't really seen on this scale before within the period that we've monitored over the past 45 years.
According to a study published in the journal Nature Communication, Earth and Environment, this widespread catastrophic breeding failure is the first such recorded incident and supports grim predictions that at least 90% of the emperor penguin colonies will be quasi-extinct by 2100 as the world warms. The researchers monitored at least 5 emperor penguin colonies in the Bellingshausen Sea, ranging in size from roughly about 630 pairs to 3,500. Using satellite images from 2018 to 2022, they counted how many of the birds were present in these colonies during the breeding session. They found that in 2022, 4 of the colonies experienced total reproductive failure, meaning it is highly probable that no chicks survived.
And what we've noticed in 2022, particularly in the Bellingshausen Sea area, was there was an unprecedented loss of sea ice. And 100% of the sea ice was lost in the Bellingshausen Sea. And that resulted in 4 of the 5 emperor penguin colonies present in that region failing completely. So only 1 of them actually would have probably fledged any chicks.
Now, emperor penguins rely on stable sea ice attached to land for nesting and raising their chicks. Eggs are laid from May to June, and after they hatch, the chicks develop their waterproof feathers and become independent around December and January. But in 2022, the sea ice broke up much earlier, with some parts of the region seeing a total loss by November. Researchers monitoring the satellite images said that they were used to seeing black blobs on ice during that time of the year, but suddenly there were none.
The key finding is that emperor penguins nest on sea ice, and they need that substrate to last beyond December in order to support their breeding season successfully. So if it breaks up earlier than early December, the chicks will actually fall into the sea and they will drown. If they manage to scramble out of the sea, their plumage will be wetted and they'll die of hypothermia.
Now, for the past few years, scientists have been sounding the alarm about a steep decline in Antarctica's sea ice. It fell to unprecedented lows in February at the height of the continent's summer. Even in the depths of winter, when the ice usually builds back, it still did not return to anywhere near expected levels. In mid-July, Antarctic sea ice reached the lowest level for this time of the year since records began in 1945. It was 2.6 million square kilometers below the 1981 to 2010 average, which is an area as large as New Zealand. The disappearance of sea ice won't just affect the penguins, it also puts other species at risk to feed and rest, as well as the microorganisms that algae that feed the krill here, which in turn are vital to diets of many of the region's whales. Antarctic sea ice also helps regulate the planet's temperature, reflecting the sun's incoming energy back to space. When the ice melts, it exposes the darker ocean beneath, which absorbs the sun's energy and contributes to global warming.
So we're not sure if this situation will reverse when the La Nina events end, change and things won't revert to the level they were previously. So clearly we need to continue to monitor the situation, see what sea ice does and examine the repercussions of that for Antarctic ecosystems.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.